Hi there, YouTube and makers, and welcome back to my channel. So today's a little bit different. I'm doing this kind of post unboxing. Um, Before I started my YouTube channel, I actually got my lathe, and I've had my lathe for a couple of weeks, two to be precise, before I decided to and created my YouTube channel. And some of that was because I was not finding the information I needed, and I was not finding like a structure to kind of get me started and to help me build my skills and skill levels to where I could get to a point in which I would be able to make my 3/4 inch scale Pennsylvania A3 switcher steam locomotive as laid out in Kozo Hirooka's book. So here we are. I've got my lathe. It's already unboxed. I've used it a little bit, not too much. It's already assembled. All of this I assembled per the instructions. Um, in the box, which was very well packaged, you get your lathe and lathe bed. This is separate, so you'll have to assemble that per Sherline's instructions. Same with the headstock assembly. And this is the original wood board they attach it to and ship it to. I know I should mount it to something else, but that's an aluminum plate, and that's a separate project we're kind of putting together. Inside the box, you get 3 booklets, the assembly instructions, which were, from my case in my instance, I thought they were very good, well written, well laid out. I knew what I was doing, I knew what tools I needed, and I was able to do it quickly and successfully. They also have the mill stuff in here, and they cover a little bit about some basic and principal and introductory machining operations. You also get their Sherline accessory shop guide, which has all the accessories that they make for their mills, their lathes, and everything else. Really helpful. It tells you about each accessory, instructions how to use it, how to set it up, and it's nice to have just kind of flip through to see if there's a project that you're working on, if there's a tool you need. If you end up losing this book, nice thing about Sherline is that you go to their website and they have PDFs of all this. Plus, they also have a kind of like machinists tips and tricks section that talks about different articles, different discussions about how to do things. They appear to be written by different people, so the quality and the way it's presented is a little bit different for each one, but it's great in that it really does pull on a large pool and resource of people that contribute to it. So you get a good diversity of information and techniques about how to do different things. So definitely worth checking out, and definitely worth going through and researching it to kind of to find what you're looking for. It's sort of, the articles are laid out just like in straight order, and you're going to have to literally kind of go through and read each topic in order to find the resource that you need. And then the vinyl kind of printed bit is I think it's more of a sales catalog on their CNC ball screw machines. Really nice looking machines. A bit expensive and more than what I needed to kind of get started and going on my project. Now that brings us to the package. So I have the 4400 lathe with the slightly longer bed. It's probably more of a bed than I'll ever really need, but it's nice to have it, and it's nice to have that extra bit of space if you need it in order to do different projects. I also got the C package, which was their biggest package that came with the most accessories. You get a 0 and a number 1 Morris taper. So one goes into the headstock, one goes into the tailstock. And again, I'm using this tin to keep them safe and to protect the points and also to keep them clean and keep them kind of soaked in oil. In this box marked HH, I believe the faceplate was in here, though don't quote me on it. I don't recall exactly off the top of my head. But I am using it to store my faceplate. You get your faceplate, the dog leg. Again, I can't say exactly what was in here, so I have this hex key, and you get this. Because it's been a while since I got it and opened it up. What else do you get? So this is what I was really excited to get. They're 3-jaw chuck. By the way, I should kind of step back a little bit and mention that there was also a packing list, and the packing list, it looks, my recollection was that they went through and like signed off on every little bit. So as you unpack it, you'll also want to take a look at that packing list and to make sure you have everything, and go through each item line by line. Again, very well packaged. We have a kind of rust inhibiting paper on everything. So they're 3-jaw chuck, very nice quality, very beautiful, very well made, and wonderfully says made in USA right there. Now, one of the reasons why I went with the Sherline is, besides its size, and is the fact that it is made in the USA. And I live a decent distance from the Sherline plant, and I had an opportunity to go to Sherline pre-coronavirus and tour their plant. See, they actually give you a guided tour by someone who introduces you and shows you all the machines, explains what all the machines and different operations are that they're conducting. You actually see these machines, maybe not this model, but Sherline's mills and lathes running on the factory floor, making parts, making tooling. So that's also pretty cool. So I was able to get a real good sense of how they're made and see how they're made. And then they have a really nice showroom where they have all the products they make, and you get to handle and use it. I didn't run anything. I don't know if you can run anything in the showroom, but I was able to kind of see everything and see all the accessories and handle all the accessories firsthand. So I really liked that, and that impressed me, and I really knew what I was getting into with the Sherline from that tour. And I hope that when this whole coronavirus thing is over, that they'll open back up their showroom and allow people back in, because that was something that really helped me decide that this was the machine for me. Now, the next thing we get is a rear cutoff tool holder, and their item number is 3018. Now again, I've been using this stuff, so it doesn't come with the cutoff tool attached. Actually, it goes like this. It doesn't come with the cutoff tool attached, so I've been using it, of course. One of the things with the Sherline is that it's a rear cutoff, so rear mounts on the far side of the slide. So your cutting tool is actually also flipped upside down. And they explained in the book that when the reasons for this is that on the rear side, the tool is actually pushed away from the workpiece that you're machining, and reduces fatigue and stress, I think. We also get item number 1270, the compound slide. This is really neat, and I'm looking forward to really using this. In the box, it comes with a little hex key. Again, also wrapped in rust inhibiting paper. Very nice looking. Appears to be very well made. Handles with really smooth, almost no backlash. I took this piece and showed it to the journeyman, and they just loved it. And this is they like the lathe, and they like the way the lathe ran, but for the journeyman, this was the part that they're like, okay, that's a good quality company, and that's good quality parts and tooling. Now let's look at some of the smaller accessories. So you got PN 3020, the 5/32 T driver, a 3-piece set center drill, PN 3021. So you can see that, and hopefully I don't drop it. I'll do that instead. Stand by. There you go. So I've already used it. Works really well. It's nice to have these to get you going and get you started. You get PN 1191, the live center. Haven't opened it yet, obviously, but we will, and we'll get to see all this stuff in action on our A3 steam locomotive build. So be sure to hit that like and thumbs up button, subscribe, and to share the videos so that you can kind of keep along and see how we progress in the build, and so you can see all these tools in action and how we're going to use them. Comes with a rocker tool post. You can see I've already got the high-speed steel, one of the high-speed steel cutters mounted in there. They're PN 3100 thread cutting attachment. So I very briefly looked over and skimmed over the instructions, and what I gather, it kind of mounts to the back of the headstock. So got a set of gears. Here is an unmarked box. I think that the chuck was in this, but I'm using it for now to store the chuck. So a 3/8 by 24 thread chuck. I think so. I've got the zero taper, Morse taper in there because I was running it in the tailstock, but it comes with a headstock taper, another hex key, two more hex keys, and also wrapped in this great rust inhibiting paper. I like that. And finally, we get our PN 1074 steady rest. Which you can see here. I want to say that, but don't quote me on it, that it was like a 2-inch capacity. I'd have to look it up in the instruction manual. So, one of the reasons why I went with the Sherline C package, because it was pretty complete and it seemed like it had all the tools, accessories, and equipment that I needed to do the build. Because that's the one nice thing about Kozo Hirooka's book, is that he's got a fairly extensive appendix that talks about the different tools and what tools you'll need for throughout the build. So I was able to kind of look at that and read the book, get an idea of what I needed, and then Sherline put together a C package which had most of what I need. You'll notice that the base is a little different, and that's because I've gone ahead and mounted it. As you can see, it's very nicely jeweled, and that'll be another video down the road about how I was able to jewel this without using the drill press or CNC. So please be sure to tune back in and make sure you hit that subscribe button, as well as that hit that like button, and please feel free to share my videos. If you're interested in getting your own Sherline lathes and other tools as well, please be sure to check down below. I've got links. They're available on Amazon as well as eBay.